I went to Gen Con this weekend and had a great time, but I read nothing. I barely slept. I drank a lot. Had a great time. So I don't really have any book reviews this week because I was at Gen Con. Tune into my live streams. You should drop a sub if you want to hear about the games and stuff and how that all went. But today, content. I'm here instead to start a semantics argument. Okay? I hope you're with me here. Rippaverse currently doing ISOM 2 right now. I guess it's out. People have it. It's no longer pre-order. They're in the second issue campaign, I think they're calling it. And currently, I believe this is the number one indie comic by sales. In a few months, though, this will not be an indie comic. And that's a good thing. Let me argue something first right now. What do you think it means to be independent? I call myself an independent author right now because no publishing house is working with me because I don't query publishing houses to work with them. I don't think it really matters in the current environment, and I can make an entire video about how I think the traditional publishing industry has completely failed authors and has completely shirked their end of the bargain. But that doesn't mean I'm really independent. So I am 100% completely reliant on a printing company, a distribution company, a sales front, and everything in between. All the supplies, everything comes from other companies. I could not sell the books I write without Amazon, or at least some other company. I literally am not independent. Maybe if you look at the big two in comics, they could go independent, probably, in the technical sense, although the structure of the U.S. law really disincentivizes that. They don't want you owning your own supply chain. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. I'm not really an economist, I'm here, right? Obviously, if you do own top to bottom every step in the process, like the great example of that is the Costco hot dog. The reason Costco hot dogs were able to be sold for $1 until recently was because they owned all the production. They owned the animals, they owned the processing farms, they owned everything along the way to keep the cost down to the customer, and that's generally not an option. So the economic forces of the country pushed even Marvel and DC into, I don't believe they source their own paper. They don't. They probably do their own printing, but that's kind of the purview of why they're the big two, right? But they use companies to do their distribution. They use brick and mortars that they don't own to actually sell it to customers. Even they are not independent. They're mainstream. They're publishers. They're big companies. It just doesn't work like that. People use the term colloquially. If you're an independent comic creator, it means you're not picked up by a publishing house. And it's already been announced. It's already in the works. Right now, ISOM is the product of Eric July and a handful of Cliff Richards and Gabe El Taib, I guess, for the art. And people generally accepted that's an independent work, even though he has dozens of employees at this point. He has a warehouse. He has complete business contracts and everything for everything from the printing to the distribution to get the shipping rates down and all that. But right now, the only product Rippaverse sells is the owner's product. Give it a month, though, or whatever, 2 months, whenever Alpha Core is coming out, and then followed by Yaira 1. And those are basically commissioned works. Which means he's paying other people to write stories that he didn't write, drawn by people that he hired and did not hire. And Eric July is moving into an editorial role for a unified universe, the Rippaverse universe. And I defy you to explain how that's not him becoming a small publisher. He's not going to be indie anymore. He's a small publisher, and that's a good thing. I think I think a lot of people are going to just kind of be upset by that semantics distinction there, because a lot of people are emotionally invested in the idea of being independent, man. He's not, though. By the literal definition of the word, basically nobody is truly independent. No, nor should they be. Modern economies just aren't set up like that. But he's moving into a publishing role. That is the trajectory of success, and good for him. I wish I had a appreciable fraction of the success he's seeing right now, but he's clearly put in the work. And I hear very good things actually about Isom too. There seems to be a lot of development, a lot of things are coming together. The actual raw execution seems to be higher. Good for him. Maybe in the future I'll pick up a copy. Maybe I'll get it secondhand. I don't know. I'm not exactly a fanboy channel of Rippaverse. It's just something out there that I'm enjoying following. I'm concerned that he might be changing things up on Twitter. I'm concerned that a lot of big name creators are going to start engagement clickbaiting because Twitter, well, X is now paying people to cause engagement so that every time someone's in the tweets to his replies, and sees an ad, he gets a little fraction of a penny. I think a lot of creators are going to fall into a trap there, but that's a video unto itself. But yeah, Rippaverse is about to be a small publisher. That's a good thing. Staying as an indie is accepting being smaller than necessary. I think that is the fundamental goal in the success path, actually, is to stop being independent. And the problem is when people hear that statement, they think of like selling out and say, oh, accepting the yoke that is working for Marvel, DC, or Simon Schuster, whatever, Random or Public Penguin, Random House, or you name it. These fossilized ancient corporations that have been completely ideologically captured, and in my opinion, almost entirely funded by legacy contracts with bookstores that are going out of business, and like libraries and schools and so on, as well as ancient IP that they still have their withered claws dug into, selling Isaac Asimov books for like $30 a pop because of name recognition on a guy that was okay when he came out. And they're just milking those. And also, like, you know, the typical grifts of the publishing industry where the money actually books and self-help books and politicians laundering their money and so on. Yeah, those companies are in bad shape. They really need to collapse and get restructured, and I support people that don't want to work for them, but that doesn't mean that working with a publisher is bad. Like that's the fundamental structure of how it's supposed to work. Is there was supposed to be a business contract between creatives and business people, so the creatives can focus on creativity and making a good quality product, and someone else can handle the frickin' marketing. Then the author doesn't have to be here on a YouTube channel, still hungover days after socializing with people, trying to convince random viewers on YouTube to drop a like and a subscribe and follow me for more and check out my books in the link description. Because clearly, my ability to make YouTube content, or Eric July's ability to monetize his haters, that is how you know that a good book is in the link, right? The internet's broken. We genuinely screw indie, embrace small publishers. We need indies to grow into publishers. This is a good thing. But I look forward to people being mad in the comments and saying, no, he's still an indie. He's an indie at heart, man. Support the indie movement. Like I said, I'm here for a semantics argument. So, I look forward to the engagement.